What's up, everybody? King Oz here.
Orlando Flow.
This is Smoking the Truth with special guest Jamal Jackson.
Man, it's a pleasure to have this guy here with us, man.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing, it's amazing.
Thank you very much.
And go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, man. Rock it out.
Well, he is the owner of a new wine, well, sangria, called Huck Spirits. You know,
Man.
he definitely about to get into some detail about this. So,
And then this new wine's going to take over Baltimore and all the United States. So you guys better be ready to take it on. That's all I'm saying.
yeah,
dream.
it definitely tastes a lot different than your most, but it's real good.
And we're going to talk about a little more about him, where he started from. We're going to get in details about the wine. So, without further ado, Jamal, share your story a little bit with us. Like, what you've been up through, you know?
I'm born and raised Baltimore. Spent a lot of time in Virginia. I was greatly introduced from Tony, who was on the interview. He did an interview. I saw that, and
Yes,
we're mutual friends. When I came back from Virginia, I met Twan, and I call him Twan, but he was my barber, and I used to have locks down to here. So he's my barber, and he's the one who told me the bad news, like I had to let it go. But I've always been an entrepreneurial guy. I used to sell electronics. I did that. I had a recycling company, got into hospitality.
Wow.
I worked for 8 different hotels and all aspects of it.
So you were doing your thing.
Absolutely. But I got into food and beverage, got into mixology, and kind of discovered the algorithm.
Exactly.
Yeah, algorithm on the experience. Of the premium experience, and I put the premium experience into a bottle, man.
Man, so you know what it took to become an entrepreneur. You did the mistakes in the past.
Oh yeah, I fell on my face, ran out of money. I've done it all, man. I've heartache. You know, I showed somebody who's making it happen now. All due respect to him because he paid his dues.
Amen.
I showed somebody the wizard when I was doing electronics, and they took over, and I left out. So it's all good though.
That's
it's
how
all
it
good.
is. You
It's
pass
all
it
good.
down, you
Absolutely.
learn, you keep learning as you go, man. We keep evolving.
So roughly out of both these bottles, you said this one right here, the Cherry Blossom?
Yes, this is the cherry bourbon. So this one is more for our dark liquor drinkers. Smooth. It's smooth as a good Manhattan.
Oof.
Good Manhattan, and add that sangria to it. It's just that premium experience is very popular. Goes well with cigars. Goes well smooth by itself over a big rock. As a mixologist, I can make great Manhattans, great old fashions. So I put it. I commingled it into a sangria with a smooth blend. This one, Blue Magic, is relatively new but excellent as well. And I wanted to bring the tropical island experience and strength and honor. And have a party in a bottle.
Exactly.
And I'm an ocean guy, so I put the ocean. I put the ocean in the bottle. So
man,
that's what happened with that, man. So
sounds amazing.
Does it take you to the ocean?
it does, man. It takes you wherever you need to go. It's just an experience, and the dream itself was. So I'm all about creating an experience. I mean, you can drink anything. You can go anywhere you want. Exactly. But I wanted to create an experience with my sangria, and once I discovered how to create a great cocktail and just curate that and put it in a bottle, I learned that bartending, you know, creating an experience, creating, and understanding while I was working at hotels, how people want to have a great experience, how to lead them from one A to B, and it's just in the bottle.
Now, how many different flavors do you have?
So roughly about 18 different flavors.
Wow.
Yeah, as I grow and as I watch Shark Tank, I will shave some off, but I have some very popular ones. I try to get the palate of everybody.
I feel like you might not even need to cut it off because in certain parts of the United States, even in certain parts of the world, people's taste buds are different.
Yes, I agree.
So it might grow in different
states.
So that's a great point. I have a margarita flavor that doesn't do well here, but it does well in North Carolina. I have a great North Carolina guest.
Keeping your options open.
Customers that it does well, and I want to give all thanks to those guys in North Carolina and everywhere to really good customers who have supported me.
Wow.
Because without them, without you guys, I
You wouldn't be.
wouldn't be here.
Wouldn't be here.
Wouldn't be
That's
here.
big facts.
Wouldn't be here.
So one question, why you start selling wine? You can get us something
Okay.
else, in the world.
So I was working for Marriott, doing my thing in the food and beverage world down in Atlanta.
Right.
My whole plan was to go to transfer out to Miami.
Miami. Oh,
Miami. So I was going to Miami. I was in the process of transferring to Miami. COVID hit. Okay.
Boom.
Shut down hospitality. We were shut down. So with that being said, I came back to Baltimore. Had the opportunity to try to just figure out my next move. I had a shout out to Dominique. Dominique hit me on Facebook and he said, "Hey man, you selling that sangria? Can I get a bottle of that sangria?" You know what? I said, "Yes, you can."
Boom.
And I created within 48 hours. I created my website. I created
48 hours.
48 hours, man.
That's crunchy.
Because when you
That's
put it
crunch
out
time.
there, I'm gonna tell you something. When you commit to it and you put it out there, somebody else followed up behind them on Facebook and said, "I want to buy a bottle too." I said, "I got to create this website."
Make
So
it
originally
official.
had the white and red. Those are the two my original flavors. But I created a website so people could see it. I had to kind of revamp being able to ship and for people to pay for it online. They weren't local.
Right.
Went through some bumps and bruises, but I want to
It's
give all
alright.
thanks to Dominique for because he kicked me in the ass.
He touched
and
you.
he said, "Man, get started," and I did, man. And then
And you took it.
and about 1,000 bottles later, man, that's where I wasn't lying. Hundreds of bottles later.
gotcha.
Closing in hopefully on 1,000 soon, but yeah, that's where we are.
Wow, that's
good.
you can talk about. You're talking about commitment, bro.
Yes,
You're talking
yes.
about.
With all this commitment that you have going on, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh man. So just to let you know, okay. So I'm gonna take you back. So
Right.
I was working at the W Hotel, okay, at W Hotel, and we had kind of like a get together with all departments, and we actually brainstormed and what our dream hotel was.
Right.
So I called my group. We had called it the Dream Hotel. Okay, so not a hotel per se, but where I want to open a small. First, I want to get this distribution. Working on my licensing right now in the federal licensing label, so I want to get this in stores. I want this to be a premium beverage sold in stores.
Official.
But I also want to open up a small bar / restaurant in the Miami Fort Lauderdale area, beachfront,
that's a good
Caribbean,
spot.
Cuban.
Good spot.
Dominican.
A lot of people.
Hey,
Miami,
yeah,
man.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you,
I
man.
want to have a destination where people can come. So that's my whole plan within the 3-year plan of doing that, but ultimately doing what George Clooney did with Casamigo.
Okay.
He sold it. He sold it. He sold it to De Blasio or whatever. And ultimately, I would like to leave a legacy for my
For your
future
kids,
family.
your
Yes,
family,
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
most
yes.
definitely. That's always
That's
a good
important.
key. 'Cause, I mean, not a lot of people know to build that legacy
That's
until
right.
it's too late.
It's right. Because one thing I was caught up on the hamster wheel of working for somebody else. And
Yeah, that's.
and that's what Corona shook
get
that
stuck,
up
yeah.
because I don't mean no harm, but Marriott's been making billions of dollars. And all due
course.
respect to the Marriott because they
Yeah.
taught me hospitality. They opened up a lot of doors for me.
Right.
But if you've been making $1 billion for let's say 80 years, every year you're making hundreds of millions of billions of dollars, then it slows down. And okay, what you do? You shake us off.
You gotta,
So
gotta
some
go.
of our colleagues are not getting called back because they're in positions that are not going to last this post-COVID economy. They're not calling. So what I had to do is I had to refocus on myself and pick up my entrepreneurial skills back up and realize I got to work for myself, create my
Was that
own.
really
Amen.
what inspired you, though?
It did because I realized when I went down to Atlanta, I truly wanted to dive straight forward into the Marriott. I was gonna give it my all. I wanted to get into management. I was in the process of working for the Marquee and the W,
Wow.
doing both. Give it my all.
You were just going
go
all in,
hard.
all
Go
in.
hard.
I'm
That's
gonna
how I
be
said
here.
go hard. And then after that, when I realized, Atlanta